Actually, what is the entrance in innovation in education?
Yeah. Look at other industries. Let me put it in a different way. Look at other industries, let it be tech, logistics. There's a lot of innovations already happened. So we are in the e-commerce, q-commerce. Innovation is everywhere. And have you seen that in the education at that scale? The answer is definitely no, correct? So the problem is, I see three or four major problems and why we are not able to kick off the innovations in educations. And the first problem will be, uh, we were all made for a mass delivery system, and um, and 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 there was already an ecosystem which is so strong made. Whether it's be transition ecosystem, progression ecosystem, or the universities A levels, or, after you go to level 4, 5, 6, 7. So there is a transition uh, and progression ecosystem which is really made and tailored around the education system, where that marketers or the students is so forced to take those and go through that pathways. That's one of the key problem I see. There's always a interest to education. The second is technically, the government policies, the governance is made around this ecosystem, which is a problem for the innovators to jump above those, governance and the no market norm which is already set. And the third system, which is, you know, the same question was asked. I saw in a video where Elon Musk was asked the question where, I think it's 15 to 20 years ago, if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. And he was asked, look, you're starting Tesla as an electrical vehicle, sustainability movement. And why, so you have a lot of big players like General Motor Corporations, the big companies of the world in automobile, Toyota, Lexus, and his. So then he answered in a different way, saying, ask their questions. Then where is the innovations? Why they are not able to bring something great in the electrical, which is the basic fundamentals of sustainability.
Yeah.
And and after 15, 20 years, you still see them in the same positions. That happened with the Nokia as well. And the point I'm coming to is when the organization becomes so big, and there is a leadership's tail, there is a structure which is already built. They don't want to get out of that ecosystem and try in new different things. And innovations, the world has set it always the same way, one way. Let us look at the chat GPT, how it became a biggest rival of Google, who were the, such a big company, isn't it? This all start from very small group of people. So the innovations in any industry start from very passionate, very short group of people. And and there is a big change from there is a big transitions of the behavior of Gen's, millennial to Gen Z to Gen Alpha. And if you look at the leadership in educations of, they are not able to identify what exactly wanted for the Gen Z or Gen Alpha coming. So that's the biggest gap. So there is what we really see, and avoid great disruptions. And answering question, I think these are three real reasons why there is a problem for entrance in the education industry's innovations.
Actually, what is the long-term vision?
TIIB have a very long way to go. We just started, and it's not easy to start. Like exactly what I mentioned, this is a very passionate, short team coming together to make and disrupt the market. But we clearly understand there is a clear void, and this will kick off definitely. And that comes with very long-term visions. And to be very honest, we want to become the exporter of curriculums. Dubai or UAE have been the importer of curriculum very long time. And in 21 plus curriculum, and Dubai is apart from the Dubai national curriculum, we have been the importer of curriculum, the whole UAE, not Dubai. So we want to come to that space and become the exporter of curriculums to the world. And how this can be achieved is creating a scalable model. I was proudly the student of Hagi Rao, one of the famous professor of Stanford University. And I was attending a course with him, scalability to innovation. So we can only achieve scalability and have that global vision only through putting a core fundamentals of this innovation piece. So the innovation piece comes with a lot of gray areas, just like ChatGPT comes with, few of the, writing models. Then loaded with images, videos, and different tasks like Google Down. So we will have to understand what is the exact gray areas in this disruptions model. And I'm sure that in the next 1 to 2 years, we'll be able to curate a model that can be scalable. And the long-term vision is having our presence in 15 plus countries through as an export of curriculum, and a curated curriculum in different countries, and we having the implementations and scalable model to do so. I think that's our long-term visions. There is a lot of talking that's nowadays going on AI, and that's also the reason why we are not able to get into the very bottom of it. Because I was attending an AI workshop like 1 year ago, and they said that the transformations that's happening, the technological transformation that's happening, is 200 times what the world witnessed so far. So every day you are multiplying it by 200x. So when you have that kind of transformations coming up, the people is not able to put that in their consciousness, what we call it. So if you ask me where we are now, we are already finished with the second phase. So the first thing was to create that LLMs, which are already in the market. Many of them all have different competencies, and then the foundation model is already built. So now we are building the applications on the top of the foundation models. So we were at SaaS, software as a service, for a long time. We are all dependent on softwares. Now that's moving to EaaS, which is, we call it agent as a service. Now we already reached that phase, and most of the people are not aware about how AI agent is being used or commercialized. Now from that, we will be in a point where I'm sure that you heard of the concept of singularity. A singularity is a concept come from this agent as a service, and how this is going to scale up. Now we have two kind of approach coming up in this. And what that approach is, we have already number of off-shelf tools, which is already made, like LLMs or different customized AI tools, which is already made. Now, on the other side, you have the very much industry customized tools made by the big four, like McKinsey and the big four, Deloitte. So all this big four is preparing, addressing the problems of big corporations. So now we will be let's say in the next 1 to 2 years, we will be in a point that there will not be much dependability on the big four. And because a lot of AI startup coming up, a lot of on the top foundations model application is already deployed. And now the problem is the humanity is facing, how are we going to integrate all together in one umbrella? And one of the guy talking in a podcast, which is very interesting, the next trillionaire of the world will be the person who make AI applications in the phone, who the common people get all the access to all of the AI agents built so far. So that's the next trillionaire of the world. So the point I'm coming to is, so we are very much near to the singularity phase. In the next 2 years, I'm sure about that. And we will be, every organizations who doesn't use AI will be wiped out, like the biggest losers, like, many of the organizations who already vanished in the history. One time they were so good, but they couldn't cope up with innovations. So now this is the area of, transformations. The competitions within the market have not yet started. And this is going to be a very interesting era. So what you've done is, I will give you a little picture of that few courses which we prepared ourselves. And let's get into 3 examples. The first was Wheels to Deals. So Wheels to Deals is a course prepared for, I'm sure that especially in the males and the Gen Z and Gen Alpha, a lot of are interested by the cars, cars and automobile. And that was always our, very much starting stage of our childhood. We play with cars. We look at the big companies, Audis, BMW. That's sort of passions. I think it's in the blood of all the, So we created a course called Wheels to Deals, which pretty much make them a entrepreneur in automobile industry. So we have onboarded 3-4 companies who are working in this automobile and so successful to curate this course and develop the curriculum and delivery. So basically, this will help them to become a so car enthusiastic, which will open them number of networks which is already exist in the market. So after doing this, they will be equipped with the skills how to start an automobile business. Automobile is a big segment, correct? It's not only their car buying and selling, but there are many much more to that. Detailing, for example, an export and import to different countries. So there are a lot of elements to that courses, correct? So that's what one of the example I want to see, and which is not in the market at all. You can't see this in the market. Such a kind of course, I'm sure that you haven't seen this. And the second one is AI agent, the automator. The AI agent, the automator. That program, I think a lot of people are teaching that AI, but we'll do it in a different way. There are a lot of when you see too much of conversations, you will see people going to the back end of it, the back end side of the AI, LLMs, foundations, a lot of investment. We will be completely focused on the front side of it, front end side of it. We'll look at the best 25 to 30 tools that's well needed for, let's say, students coming on board with us. Let's say, we have some clients from the corporates. So based on their needs, and we will tailor those tools and we'll teach them how they can automate their business, how we can use and the whole AI piece in their business, and we'll teach them specifically how to use that. What are the ways you should use that to get the best optimal output? So it's more focusing on the output of this program to make the person the automator as an AI. He himself, we project it as an AI agent in the automator. And the third, one of the other courses we have is, the third is, one of the booming industry, and definitely that will boom irrespective of what AI comes. And that's influencers, how to become a personal brand. And there's a lot of study which is already revealed, creating the future business is creating the personal brand. People have more trusted of a personal identity than the colors and the logos of the organizations. Rather, they wanted someone on the back of it and want to understand who leads that and the quality of that people. So it's very important. Every entrepreneurs, every people who have a long-term missions to have their own personal brand. So we have a course called Beyond the Feed, personal brand that sells. So it's not a one-day story. You can't become so famous, and that never work that way. It's about making the people aware that success is not one time and doing some gimmicks to just get a short-term virality, but rather than building a very reputable, very structured, very much a generous profile where people or the customers will see that get real value in it. So that's the type of course. We did 3 courses. I'm sure that you will get an idea what exactly we do. And this is our disruptions. This is our disruption that we're gonna start one step at a time.